In this video, I want to talk about planning because I feel like for a lot of us who have ADHD, we have a massive issue with planning. And I want to talk about why it's such a big constraint for us and how we can overcome this. No, how we can just see the wiring and what's actually going on with our wiring. So, if you think, if I said to you, like, where do you want to be in the next 6 to 12 months, you might be able to know more or less what you'd like to happen then. But then, if you start going down a rabbit hole with the details of how you're going to get there, that's the part that basically shuts us down because you're procrastinating or you're visualizing this outcome that you want and you're trying to see every single detail, like, okay, so this happens here and then this and this and this, and there's some things that are question marks. These question marks are things that we feel as an ADHDer without realizing that we need to know the answer to before we take action on something, because obviously there's a fear of failure. Is it going to be worth it? If I put all this time in it, is it going to end up working out? All this stuff is just to try and protect ourselves, right? And because our brain said, I kind of don't know what's going to happen there, to be honest, that's kind of a question mark there. We start panicking, right? And that's what stops us from actually taking on anything. So, for example, say I want to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube right now. Me thinking about all the details of how that's going to happen is going to overwhelm me and I won't even post a video, right? What I'm focused on right now is just showing up every day and posting a video. That's all I'm focused on right now. And making sure that the topic that I'm talking about is something that I want to talk about right now and might resonate with someone who is trying to, overcome maybe this constraint of planning or time management or time blindness or whatever it is, rejection sensitivity that might be showing up in this video. It might help someone, right? There is no real way to predict what's going to happen with the content that I'm posting. But there is one thing for sure is that I know that if I said I'm going to do one video a day, and then that's just what I need to do is just one video a day and learn from each video that I do and have a way to basically document the journey in a way that helps people to see that they are not alone in this. Because I think a lot of what's going on for ADHD is that we just need someone who understands us enough to better support us through the things that are constraint for us. So like if we're really find it challenging to plan, planning actually works really well if you're planning with someone. So like with my partner, for example, if there's a holiday coming up, I'm the one that's going to be extremely overwhelmed with the details of, how is it going to look, what we're going to pack, the details of where we got to leave and all that stuff. All that stuff's overwhelming for me, right? And that's the reason why I have a dashboard so that I can break things up into projects and then turn them into little dominoes because I have to break things up. And if I don't break them up, I'm just overwhelmed, right? Booking like having a trip that I need to go to the UK for myself, that's simple, right? I know that I'm going to put this in the bag, I've only got this much amount of underwear and all this stuff, but so on and so forth. When it comes to now, we got to pack for Maya, my daughter. We got to bear in mind if we're going to bring snacks and all this stuff. All that stuff is just too much for me to think about. Whereas there's brains that are not neurodivergent that will find it easy to keep all of that up here and still be calm and controlled with that. Like they can see all the, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, then this, yeah, this is easy. Yeah, done this before, man. For us, we kind of need a system that is really breaking things down for us so we can look at that list, we can look at that checklist and it keeps us calm with like, okay, so yeah, I put that in there. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's been put in there. Awesome. What we need is an SOP, right? We need a standard operating procedure or we need a way that we've done something before and being able to just keep repeating that. Things like shopping, things like just repeatable tasks. They're things that we're just going to have to keep doing and it just has the same approach every time, right? If we could just do it the once really good, and we can note it down, and we could pull it in a place that's safe, like notes. I use Notion, like I said, and then we just refer to that, and we just do the same thing that we did the time where we completed it last time. So it's more of a preparation thing that helps us as ADHDers than a planning too far ahead. I don't go further than 48 hours. Like, obviously, if there's something like I've got an appointment this Friday, I know that there's an appointment this Friday in my calendar, right? And I've set the alarm for it, or I've got myself prepared for what's going to happen. But I try to look at what is in the next 48 hours that I need to be prepared for. If I want to go gym, for example, tomorrow, I want to I want to know what exercises I'm doing today, tomorrow, right? I want to be able to go into that session not overthinking about, okay, so what am I going to do now again? And having to go through my phone. I'm already wasting 15, 20 minutes just going through each exercise and working out what I was supposed to do. Nothing's packed for me to go to have a shower after and all this stuff. We want to do that the day before. So today, for my gym session I'm doing tomorrow, I'm preparing for tomorrow's session today, because I don't want to make any decision tomorrow other than just getting up, getting ready, and going to the gym, right? I don't want any decision fatigue involved. And that's our problem, is that because we want a shorter window of time to do something, we end up leaving it last minute. But we just say, oh, you know what, I'll just do it tomorrow morning. Because, that means I'm going to have to rush it, pack the bag, and I could do that all quickly in 5, 10 minutes, like if I hyper focus, right? But then what about the factor of maybe tomorrow your daughter has a meltdown? Maybe, I don't know, something happens where it delays that process that it normally takes in the morning for you to do something. She's arguing about what she wants to eat for breakfast, and you end up having like 15 minutes of that arguing, or she's in a bad mood or whatever, right? That might get in the way of me actually preparing that bag. And then I might not end up preparing the bag. I come back, I'm like, man, let's just leave the gym. Can't bother to do it. We need to prepare for the next day. And the only way we can prepare for the next day is doing it the day before. And what I've noticed for me that works better than leaving it to the last minute, the day before in the evening, is trying to do it the morning before. So now is like early afternoon now. This is where I'm going to be spending time. I've got a call coming up in 30 minutes. But this is a very good time for me to now not just prepare for that call, but prepare for the other calls that I've got today, and prepare for the calls I've got tomorrow, in terms of like, what do I need to have in place that makes it smooth tomorrow? Is there room for the gym? When am I going to go to the gym now? Okay, these calls at this time, this time, this time. Okay, where is the window for me to go gym? Instead of me waking up tomorrow and deciding, oh yeah, I think I'm going to do it then. No, pull it in the calendar for tomorrow, and I can then anticipate my day, and I can say, oh, actually, it looks like I'm going to have to wake up early and go to the gym. Based on my calendar and how it's filled up, I'm only going to have time for the gym at 6 in the morning, right? Me making that decision at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, it's not going to help me, right? With my ADHD brain, I'm going to end up like just wanting to put something else in there because I feel like doing something else, right? And this is the key here, is the preparation. So yesterday, for the first time, everyone who's been following this channel knows that I'm doing phone fasting. And I think the key thing that I want you to see here is that phone fasting, or even attempting it, doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that everything has to go exactly the way that you have it in your head. This expectation of like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to make sure that I follow through on this fast and every day is going to be perfect. No, like there's going to be moments where you're going to slack, because like if it was that easy, everyone would do it, right? So I found that I just have to turn my phone off. Like this is the only way, right? As much as it sounds really like just like kind of cutthroat and it sounds very like strict, that's just the way I have to do it. Because like I need a cutoff time. I need to just be like no phone, right? So yesterday, after I finished my work day, I just switched the phone off, man. And yeah, was I tempted to jump on the phone? Yeah, I definitely was, right? There was definitely moments where my brain was like, oh, but just quickly check that and check this. But over time, it's going to be smoother for me, right? And an actual fact, I slept really well yesterday. In fact, I woke up actually too early and I was just in bed just thinking about like, damn man, like I've only had 4 or 5 hours sleep. Like, but it felt like I had longer. And just not having the phone stimulating me through the night helped me to get into a deep sleep. I think I slept around, honestly, I think it was around 9:30, right? Ended up waking up around, I'd say it's around 3, 3:10. And then my daughter, shortly after that, was like, oh, I need to go toilet. So she went toilet. And then I was kind of still awake, like just like, and I said to myself, like in that moment, should I get up now and turn my phone on? Or should I get up now and do something like, productive? And I stayed in bed and I said, no, we're going to keep resting and my brain's going to do what it's going to do. It's okay, right? Get your rest. And what really helped me so much is that in that moment where I wasn't jumping on my phone because I couldn't go back to sleep, I was just being, and my mind was thinking about different scenarios for the day and how I want to prepare for the day and all this stuff. And as it was doing that, the beauty of that was that it was helping me to organize my day and be more intentional with my day. So far, my morning's been pretty good, man. Like I had 2 calls this morning. One is a client call. I was able to do some preparation in the morning just before the call as well. I created in my dashboard because I've got a personal trainer now, so I just started adding this the goal for the training program that I'm doing, and started adding the dominoes now for the sessions that I need to do in the gym, right? And tomorrow I'm going to start going gym, right, and start basically using those dominoes to track my exercises and being a day ahead so I could see what I need to do for the next day, the day before. So I had all that set up, right? And yeah, it just felt really good today. I just felt a little bit more focused than I normally would be. Just giving myself that time to just rest and not like, because like what I would have done before is I would have woken up, oh shit, it's 3 o'clock, I can't go back to sleep. What I'd have done is probably gone to the computer, started doing some work around the things that were on my mind at that time, and by now I'd have been exhausted. I'd have been destroyed by now, right? And the importance of sleep is that as much as you want to wake up and maybe, oh yeah, I've done 4 hours sleep, so I've got more time for the day to do more extra shit, right? What it ends up doing is it makes you less productive because you've given yourself less sleep to be able to optimize for the window of time that you've got for work. So I'm having a really clear cut-off time of 7 o'clock's where the phone is not involved in my evening routine. The only screen that I would have is if I'm watching a show with my partner, but it's an intentional window of time where I'm actually watching something with her together, right? It might be a podcast, it might be a show that we're going to watch together, or it might be just us reading a book in bed, right? And having a little chat, and that's it, right? But I need that no phone wind down. And yesterday it worked. We had dinner together at the table. I had no phone with me. I wasn't checking my phone constantly like I normally would have done at the table. I put my daughter to bed early so that we had time to chill in the morning. Sorry, in the evening after she was put to bed. and I slept really well, man. I had a really good rest of sleep, and now I feel like I've got a lot of energy for the day. I feel really good, and I've got another. How many calls now? I've got, I think, one, two, three, four. I've got 4 calls today left for the day. So how I've structured my days basically is that when I've got a lot of calls, so that it's heavy for the calls today, right? So I've just said I've got 4. I've done 2 this morning. So a day like this, I won't be doing as much when it comes to the activities that I've set myself for, the conversations that I do in my DMs, and the content creation part, right? So I've got this video. Obviously, I'm going to upload now, and that's all I'm going to do for content creation today. I might post one reel later on at the end of part of my day. What, there's a couple of topics that were mentioned on the calls that I've done with my client, and that other call this morning from someone that's interested in joining my program. There's some things that I could talk about based on those conversations that I can do a reel about, right? And that's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to create a reel around that, and that's my day. That's going to be my day. And it just feels like at 7 o'clock when I have that cut off time and I turn my phone off, that's going to be feeling really good. I did what was required today. I did the work. Very productive day. Lots of calls, lots of value, and being able to prepare myself for tomorrow. So now I'm going to do gym tomorrow. I know that I've got, I think, 3 calls tomorrow that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And it's a shorter day for me on Wednesdays because I have my daughter who does music. So I pick her up from the bus stop, and I take her to music, and I spend time with her before music. So there's a little window of time before music, so we can go to the park together and we can, spend time together. So it's a shorter day tomorrow, but just knowing how I'm going to navigate tomorrow today just helps me to just have a more intentional day, less impulsive decision making throughout my day that has nothing to do with anything, and just wasting time, right? So yeah, this video is slightly longer than I normally would do, and to be honest, I actually don't mind doing them longer now. I just feel like I just need to just share what's there. And I wanted to extend this a little bit, but preparation is really, really important. I'd say preparation is more our thing as ADHD is versus planning. And if you just prepare for your next 48 hours versus trying to be too far ahead, I think you just feel a lot more calm throughout your day. When I say calm, I mean you won't be as stressed and worried, or what decision making, like, and worried about what decisions to make and all this stuff. All that stuff will just not be a big deal for you. Like, you just kind of just do what there is required for your day, and you just get on with it, and it'll just be a more smoother day. So prioritize sleep. Prepare for the next day. The day before is the outcome. Is the takeaway from from this video, and just have fun as well, man. Like, this isn't about it being this slugging away. Like, I've actually had a really good day so far. I'm looking forward to the call I'm going to have in 30 minutes, and I've got some really good calls coming up. I'm going to be speaking to someone who's going to be doing a webinar with me on the 30th of this month around ADHD and hormones. So yeah, I'm looking forward to speaking to her about obviously the topic, and making plans on how we're going to do it on the day and all this stuff, and connecting with her and ways that I can help her with what she's got going on as well and everything. So yeah, things are looking good, man. I'm just showing up, doing what's required, and I'd honestly say that my dashboard has made things so much smoother for me right now, because it just makes me park things where they're supposed to be, and it helps me to be more intentional. And this is going to be something that'll be available to to anyone who's interested in learning more about ADHD Digital Academy, which is basically a community that will be hosting basically every single person that I'm working with currently, and using the dashboard to make sure that we have an intentional, purpose driven lifestyle. So basically, it's how to essentially have a lifestyle business which is around your ADHD traits. That's really what the academy is going to be about, is how do you create an ADHD lifestyle business that makes you have flexibility and freedom of your time, and is really wired for your brain, how your brain works and operates. So yeah, very excited, man. So yeah, next month I'm looking to open doors on that, and yeah, probably more details will be later on in later videos. But there's a link in the description if you want to learn more about it. If you want to jump on a wait list. Also, a way to connect to me on IG if you want to send me a message there. I'm always trying to connect with everyone through the DMs. Also, a way to book a call with me if you just want to just see how I might be able to help you with your ADHD challenges that you're having right now. Anyway, take care. Peace.